This video will quickly demonstrate how to use some of the test design features on the KOAT assessment platform. I've already logged in as an administrator and I've clicked on Test Design and then the submenu Tests. I've chosen a test to work with so we have a place to start. I can see the questions on the left-hand side in a scrollable window. The selected question will display in the main view here. I can browse through each question by clicking on them. Below each question, I see some additional information. If I want to edit a question or modify it in any way, I simply select it and click Edit. I can use the available tools to edit the item. I just need to click in the text and make adjustments. This platform also supports cut and paste. I can import images, passages, video, and audio files as well. I can also easily change the size of the text and edit the answer choices as well. I can also change the point values on any item if I want, and in some cases even change the item format. So for example, instead of single select multiple choice, I could change this to multi-select multiple choice and enable more than one correct answer to be selected. I'm going to go ahead and close this item and move on. So now that we know the basic idea behind editing an item, we can also look at how to add more items from scratch or import from an item bank. To create an item from scratch, I click the Create Item button. I can choose from the item types that are available. The KOAT platform supports approximately 20 different types of items when different combinations are considered. In addition to standard item types like multiple choice and fill in the blank, as well as extended text constructed response, the platform supports drawing response, drag and drop, text and image hotspots, table hotspots, number line hotspots, and a variety of special types of drag and drop, including sequencing and ordering and numerical drag and drop. I'm going to keep this simple and start with a basic multiple choice question. So here's the simple question that I'm going to start with. I'm going to just modify the text a little bit, and I'll enter in my answer choices. I'll select the correct answer. An eagle is a bird, not a mammal, so I'm going to check that box. I'm going to leave this on normal grading. However, the platform does support algorithmic grading and informational-only questions. Informational-only is appropriate for survey-type questions where there's no correct answer, while algorithmic grading is a bit more complex and can award points based on particular selections or combinations of selections, as opposed to just a single correct answer. So there's the basics of my item here. I can also, if I want to, replace some of the text with images or add images. So for example, if I wanted to show an image of an eagle instead of the text, I can easily do that. First, I need an image of an eagle. I'm going to take a screenshot using my screenshotting tool. I'm going to highlight the word eagle, and I click the image icon. I'm going to choose the file and upload it. I can also allow students to draw on the image by making it drawable. I'm not going to do that right now. And I can add descriptive alt text if I want. That allows this image to be read by a screen reader. So you can see that I've been able to easily edit this item by dropping in an image to replace text. I'm going to click Save and Close here, and now we'll briefly demonstrate how to import an item into a test using an item bank. I'm going to choose Import Item, and note that item banks or libraries can be personal, in other words, owned by the user that is accessing the platform. They can be district level or they can be third party. So third party item banks would include an item bank from providers such as Certica. I can choose a state and group of standards to search an item bank. From there, I can drill down into the standards themselves to focus on the specific skills that I want to address. I can select the standards representing my search criteria. Scrolling down the page, I can then search by item or search by passage. I'm going to choose search by passage. This will showcase all of the passages that have items related to the standards that I've chosen. On the right, I can see the number of items for each passage that match the specified criteria. I can also see the total number of items for each reading passage as well. For these passages, the grade level is not specified, but I do have the text type, the subtype, and the word count. I also have the Flesch-Kincaid reading level. I can click on the passage to preview it. I can also click on the matched items to show the items in the box, and I can click on any individual item to see the item in detail. Hovering over the item lets me see the item level metadata. In other words, the criteria or tags that are associated with each item. This may include the subject, the difficulty, Bloom's taxonomy levels, and correlations to standards. If I like an item and want to include it in my assessment, I can easily do that by making selections and clicking Add Items to Tests. Most of the questions I have already are math related. I've added some reading questions just to show you the idea of how this works. I could switch my criteria to math if I want to, though. So in this more realistic example, again, I can drill down to specific content standards. And now, since passages don't apply, I'm going to choose Search by Item. Again, I can hover over each item to show the descriptive information, and I can click on the item to show the full item. Now I have 519 entries here. That's probably too many to reasonably sort through. I can add additional criteria using the tabs here. So for example, I could narrow this to the Bloom's taxonomy level applying. I'll click Search by Item again, and now 519 has been reduced to 114. That's a more manageable number for me to work with. Okay, I'm going to add those items to my assessment as well. When I'm ready, I can click Preview Online or print the test. I'll choose Preview Online. I'll leave my test taking preferences on the default settings. And I can browse through the assessment. I can also skip to the questions that I added most recently using the menu here. Okay, looks like this test is ready to go. And at that point, I'm going to save it, and now I can assign it to my students or print out a corresponding bubble sheet to deliver it on paper.